Welcome to FMTrain.tv. I'm the creator of FMTrain.tv. Very exciting. So today is FM Train. Today is day 3 of day 3, but Nick is doing all sorts of mayhem. So what are you doing today, Nick? What are you doing?
It's the relationship. We are talking about the relationship in different ways.
Yeah. All right, Nick, you're full Nick.
Okay, cool. So thank you for joining today. And yes, I have good news that I'm coming back to the US for good. And so I'm happy. 1 year was good. And today I want to continue this topic we have about the relationship. And I think I asked Marge to add 2 days extra on this topic because unfortunately in 3 days I couldn't cover everything. So let me share my screen right quick.
Yep, show your screen, Nick.
So you can see my screen right quick. Okay. So last time I left off where we can, we have the relationship in a way that we can add multiple, we can add multiple, what's the name, keys to filter. I try to figure out where is my layouts. Okay, here, So we can add multiple like this, you can add this and this. So you can add, I did something I shouldn't have done. I cut this when I need to paste it, okay? So we have the possibility to add multiple values in one field to filter the relationship. So I try to get back where I was. That's what I was doing when I was talking instead of working. Okay, so I need a city. So like San Francisco. No. Let me see. What do I have? January. I need something that works. So I have Santa Clara, September, no, April, Santa Clara. Okay. So let me do this. April, Santa Clara, April. I might have this. Okay. So when you have multiple, you have one relationship with multiple predicate like this, right? So you have multiple filters in one field, in one global field. And then you have the relationship like this that points to the global field, those three predicate, because we call that predicate without the relationship. This is a predicate, right? So you have multi-predicate. So you have 1, 2, 3. You have the ID of the account, the city, and the creation month. Okay, so this is what we are doing. So of course here I have for that. Let's go to the contacts. So for that, for RC Consulting. So let's take RC Consulting only. For that guy, for that account, I have all those contacts, but I can filter them. And I say, okay, for example, I can say Los Osos in January. Okay, so I have that. So, of course, if you say this, now I'm adding. So you say, okay, I want January and April of Los Osos. And I can also say, oh, I want to add more. So you can add multiple. Why is it not coming? This one. Oh, because it's not February. It's in February. So if I said February, right? So you understand what's going on now here. I can add multiple criteria here. And the relationship is going to filter this. What I was saying last time is if you want to do something like that using the horrible, this guy, good luck. Good luck to do something like this. You want January, April, February, those 3 months only for that account, and you want the Los Osos cities and Fairfield cities. So you understand. So FileMaker, what will do? If FileMaker finds commonalities between those 3, let's say I have 2 cities and within those 2 cities, and I have, let's say I have 1 account, 2 cities, and 2 months. If I have commonalities in those 3, if the 3 works, if he found the 3, it will add and continue to add, like I did here. If I remove Fairfield, right, I don't have anything that match, because for example, Los Osos here, I don't have on Los Osos, for example here, I don't have April, right? Yes, I have April, but I don't have January, April. I don't have February, right? On Los Osos. So it doesn't show me anything in February. It doesn't show me February because I don't have anything in February. So February, for example, I could remove it. It doesn't change anything, right? Because I don't have it. But let's say I'm adding February, right? Here. And let's say I'm creating one, I don't know. Since she's there. Very political today, but it's okay. And I said I want to add Los Osos, right, in April. So now it will add it, right? Why is not adding it? Oh, account. So now it will add it because it works, because it is in February, in April. It is in April, right? So I can do that, and I can make that February. It will work because I said February. If I remove February, she's gone, right? If I said February, she's coming back. And if I remove Los Osos, nothing works. Why? Because I need at least 1 city. I need at least one of those, one of each. I need one of each to work. What I was saying is, you understand now the power of something like this, okay? So, because to do filters like this, you don't, like, how I can say, to do filters, and if you use Perform Find, okay, like this, if you use this guy here, it's a nightmare to do this, right? It's a really, really, really a nightmare, okay? So, of course, I'm using this most of the time, what I want. It's good to have a list like this, It's good to have a list of, in a portal. But most of the time, right, I want something like this. I want to get, go to related records. That's what I want. Why? And I'll show you why. So I want contact multiple, okay? And I want a new window, okay? And I want the layout contacts. Okay, so why I'm doing this? So most of the time I'm using the relationship as a find tool, as a perform find tool, I'm replacing this with a go to related record, okay? Instead, go to related record. Instead, I'm using this. Why? Because, and I'm going to show you why. So you have this, right? So you have this, and now I want to transform that as it were perform find. You go to the account, so you put yourself in a position where where the relationship would work. You put yourself in a context where it works, and then you use the go to related records, to show you those 4 records. Okay, so because if anything you have in a portal, you can make a found set out of this, like I do here. You have a relationship working, so you go in a context where the relationship works. For example, here in the account, in the account context, right? And then from there, you can say, okay, oh, it works. So I have the relationship now. Go to related records, right? Using this tool, right? And then now this is a found set. So I can sort by the first name, last name. I can do whatever I want, right? So this is, what's the name? This is how you can use relationship into a perform find, okay? And now it's super easy to say, for example, let's say you want to do a filter with a search, right? So you want to filter something and then you can search, because the problem we have with FileMaker, right, is to, what's the name? To search with a filtering, to combine search and filter. So we have different ways to do that, okay? And the best way is to do something like this. So let me, now that I have everything ready here, let me show you how we can do a search combined with a filter. Let's say I want everything, I want Carlton out of this record, those four records, right? So let's do a, let's do a script right quick. Okay. So you have it. So we have filter and search. Okay. So you have filter and search. So what I want to put myself in the same. So I'm saying, okay, go to layout. Okay. I make sure that I'm going to the layout multiple, the account. Go to the account. Okay. And set this field with this. Let's say I want this as, so I'm putting my filtering here, right? So I have this filtering. Let's say you want to go to related record, okay? And you want to go to the contact multiple, because this is in the layout contacts, right? And you want to show only the records, okay? This will show you only the one matching the current record, right? So it will, if we don't, it will go, but it won't make the found set, right? It will do something like this. Let me show you the difference. So if I don't do this, right? And I said this, it will go, you arrive at the first of the four, okay? You arrive at the first, right? This one is the one active, but it didn't make only those records, right? So this is, sometimes it's useful not to do this. Why? Because it's faster. Not to do this is faster. This is slower, right? So sometimes it's faster not to do this if you don't need it. Okay. So, but now, when you do this, you have only those four. And that's what I want. Okay. So now I want to add here another global field, Oops. Here I want the search. Okay. So I'm creating a new global field here. It's the search, and I want to add it. Right. So I have a new search box here. So I'm going to the related records here, showing only the related records. And now that I do this, here's what I'm doing. If there's an error, okay, whatever error here, okay, that means something wrong. You have a dialog telling you, this is what I do, search. There's no, no records found, okay? Okay, when you do this, you say Alt, that means you stop everything. So that means something wrong happened. You need to understand that the go-to-red record has a very special way to work, okay? Let me explain why this. Let's say I'm putting something that makes the thing that doesn't work. Let's say I'm, this. It doesn't work, okay? And I'm launching this script, okay? So I'm doing this. You go there. Look what happened. You do, boom, and it says record missing, okay? So that it didn't do anything. It didn't change anything, right? So you need to understand that if you ask, for example, in a go to record to go to another layout, it wouldn't have done it. So let's say, for example, here, I'm asking, I ask it, ask to go to the contact layout, and it didn't do it. It didn't do it. So, right? So here I said, go to layout, go to contact layout, but it didn't do it because that step failed. So that means if you have after that, anything that I'm going to do right now, after that, the script expects to be in a contact context. But I'm not. I'm still there. So that's why we have this, That's why we have this, protection that says this, oh, there's an error, no problem. There's no record found, boom. Right? And you can even say, error. You can even say you want the error code, okay? Because that can be helpful for debugging purposes, okay? To have the error code coming, okay? Right? So now if I do this, it will say, tac, tac, boom. It said error 101. Okay, that means you know what it is. I mean, you can go to the FileMaker page of the error and see what it is. Okay, and here it tells you his record is missing. Okay, so and then you alter it because something wrong. Okay, so if I put back this, it won't do the 101. Okay, and it goes to the contact layout, and then this doesn't apply because there's no error, right? So this is my way to do the thing. You put in a if, you put what's wrong and you say what's wrong, what to do if it's wrong. Sometimes you want to do things. If it's wrong, okay, delete everything. For example, most of the time I'm doing this. I'm importing something happened while you import. Whatever. While you import something happened, oh, you want to delete everything you imported, right? And then, because sometimes it happens. So, or whatever you want to do. So you want to do something. When something happened, when something wrong happened, stop everything, go back, close, delete, whatever, and Alt at the end. Alt all. Okay? So now I'm going to continue that script. So now I am here, I am in contact, and I want to constrain the font set based on whatever, for example, I want to constrain the font set, the first name, last name, for example. So I forgot to do this. So let's say I want the full name, right? So full name, text. Okay, and you want the full name. So you say substitute, list. You must know that first name, last name. You substitute this with a blank. Okay, why I'm doing this? Because let's say you have, and we do this first. So now let's remove this and this and put the full name instead. Okay. Because you want a space only if you have a full name and the last name. If you do, I explained that many times, if you do something like this, first and blank and last, you will always have a blank. If there's no first name, you have a blank before, and if you have only a last name, you have a blank. If you have only a first name, you have a blank after, and if you have only a last name, you have a blank before. Yes, I know you can do this. You can do the trim, right? But this is slower than this, believe it or not. This must slower than this. Okay. So I have my first name and my full name, and I want to constrain and I want to say the full name. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is why I don't like to use the perform find, because you have perform find, extend, found set, constraint found set. They are the same, They are the same type of script steps. They do a find. This is extending the found set. This is constraining the found set. So what I want is this, but I cannot in the perform find or extend or constraint, I cannot say this and point to a field. I cannot put a field name here. I cannot put the field name that I need for that, which is this guy, this global. Okay. I cannot point this. So what do we do for that? Okay. Multiple ways to do this, but the most common is to say you set a variable, a local variable, okay, and here you say search. What's wrong? Search, okay. I will do it. What's wrong? Search, okay. Oh, the R, okay. Search, okay, and you point to the global field. So that means now I have a variable with the content of the global field. And then now I can say here, contact, full name, this, okay? So I can constrain the found set on this. So let's try it. I said I want all of those, so this filter, and I said I want Carlton only, right? So let's go. Boom. Because I have multiple Carlton here. No, I have only one. So let's pretend I have, because I don't have, let me do this. So no, first name. Okay. Equal, I replace with the first name. Okay, replace, boom. Because I have multiple Carlton here. I don't have only one. Okay. So I have Marge here and Rick here. So if I search for Carlton in full name, I have all of those, right? But I said I only want the one related to that filter. So only the one inside those 4 records, right? That's why he found only one. If I say I want Taylor, okay, and I do it again, right? I want Taylor, right? So this is how you do what I call hybrid search. And a hybrid search. It's difficult to add this in a relationship because I could have said pay like this, and now it still work, okay? Because perform find is flexible. When, unfortunately, the relationship is not. The relationship is not flexible. The relationship is, I cannot say los o. If I do this, it doesn't work. It's not flexible. It's strict. That means it must find the name. Even though, yes, loss is okay, but no, it's missing authors. You cannot. The perform find here has the constraint, extend, the extend, and the perform find, right? They are flexible, right? And we have other things at our disposal, right? Like equal, we have all the operators, that we don't have in the relationship. We have some of them, but we don't have all of them. Okay. So, do we have any question?
We do actually have one from. Sorry. We do actually have one from David Angel. So David Angel had a question about relations between global field and child TO must be from same type. Text equal text.
No, whatever.
It can be anything?
Whatever. No, whatever. It doesn't care about this. He doesn't care about that. You can, if I put that a number, it will still working. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay. So the type of the field doesn't have any incidence here. It has an incidence when it comes from indexes. Okay, but for search it doesn't. It doesn't have any incidence. Yeah. But it's better to have the same, for consistencies and and it's better to have the same type. It's for the comprehension, because you can you can lose other people working behind you, right? So it's not good. Okay, so now you understand that the beauty of this, that we have the combination of a filter, right, and a search. So imagine that you want to do that on server, for example, right? So you want to do that on server, right? You can do it, and because now you know how to use the transfer of file set, right? You can transfer back the file set inside your computer, inside your client. The advantage of using the relationship, the go-to record, to do that is it's way faster than anything you can do, way faster. And then you can do concatenated go-to records. One day I had something I need to do, and I think the next time I'm going to prepare something like this, to do a concatenated search, go to the record. For example, I was starting from one spot, and I needed to start from that spot, look for one context with the ID of one customer, go to the customer table, look for that customer, but also look for the code for one destination, the destination code that was in another table. And then from that destination, I want the type of the type of transport. And then from that, so I could go like this from table to another table like this. So I'm going to build something like this, because most of the time it's hard to do a filter in one time. You need to go select. You have one filter. You go to the context. From that context, you go to another context, etc., etc. As the point where you get only one record, right? The record you look for. Okay. Because something you need to know, and I'm working on the file like this. With millions of records, millions. We are talking about 100 of millions of records. Yes, FileMaker can handle that very well. And the problem when you have such amount of records is that you cannot use that. Constraint, perform find, all of this, you need to, you can't use that anymore because it's too slow. It's not a problem of FileMaker. It's a problem that it's 100 million records. You know, it's wow. It's not a small thing. With FileMaker, we have the tendency of thinking like 1,000 records is nothing, or 10,000 records is nothing. Open a file with 500,000 records in Excel, and you will see how it works, how slow it is. You know. So it's not a small thing, okay? It's not a small thing. So I want to show you before we start to another topic. I want to show you how we can enhance this, right? And the thing I want to show you is how to make sure, right, that because let's say I have a relationship here. So let's make another relationship here. Okay. Contact filter, ID contact. No. Yeah, I want to go to this one. Okay, it should be there. Okay, contact filter. Where is contact filter? Contact filter. Okay. Where is? I don't have it. Okay. So let's create a new layout. Okay, and I want the same as this one. Actually, I could have duplicate this one. Let's delete this one. Let's duplicate this one. Okay. Account filter. Okay. And I want to change this. It's exactly the same, but I'm changing its account. How's the name? Oh, I know. Okay, I need to build another one. So let's use the same. Let's use the same. We don't need that. Let's use the same. So I want to make sure. Sorry for that. So here, right? I have the possibility to, I'm going to duplicate. I don't want to mess up the, sorry for that. I don't want to mess up the, the sample file. Okay, so I have another one like this, right? But now I want to make sure that I can do this. I can put multiple IDs in one, okay? So this one is the relationship filter, okay? And I want to change this with the relationship filter and ID contacts, the account, okay? So I have the relationship filter here, right? And here I have the other one, okay? Okay. So what I want to do here, let me show you. What I want to do here is to make sure, right, that I can get this ID, put this ID, right? And I can add another ID, right? Like this. So far so good. You understand. You know that, right? So we learned that. But what happened, right, when I put nothing, right? So I want to reverse that. I want to be able to say, hey, I want to see all if it's empty, right? Okay, so how you do this? You go to the contact here, and I have the foreign key of account. So that's the key I'm using in my relationship, right? Here, I have the ID foreign of accounts, right? This is the key I'm using for that relationship. This is it. This is. I'm going to duplicate this one, okay? And I call it GTRR for why, is because, this is the thing I'm using for my relationship, or I can just, there's multiple ways to use it, but I call it link account IDs, account ID, okay, GTRR. So this is how I'm go through a records. So because I'm going to use the same, I'm going to use that field for my relationship, right? Not the other one. I'm going to show you. So I have another one. I have two here. This one, I have an auto entry calculation that says list of the foreign key and one. So I have the foreign key and one. I have two values. So what that does, okay? So I'm going to my list here, and I'm adding this, right? And I'm adding this. So link ID, okay. Right? So I'm going to replace this why I'm doing this is because doing this, I make the auto entry calculation to work. Okay. So this here I have whatever I have here, right? But I add one. On each of them I have one, at the end one. I have whatever here, AE7, and 1. But here, I don't have the 1. Here I have. So all of them, I can do, and I can do that, all of them. So all of them has this 1, 1, 1. You see at the end, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, right? So why I'm doing this? Because the relationship now, I'm going to change the nature of this, right? Because now I'm saying I'm not using that relationship here, that field here. I'm going to use that one. Okay? This ID, the one with the 1, the same of this one, but there's a 1 after it. Still work. But now, if I do this, I have all of them. Right? So, it still works like it's supposed to work. Right? But if it's empty, and I put 1, I have all of them. Right? So now, you will say, why this is better, why this is work like this? It's because most of the time we want a filter to be what's the name? If it's empty, we want to see everything. So there's multiple ways to do this, right? Here I have a global here. I have a global. I'm using this is a global. Okay. This is a global. This is a global relationship filter, right? And so if I put the ID, I have the ID. Otherwise, I have 1. Okay. But I have here, I duplicate this. I have 2 now, and this is data entry, right? So I have 2 data entry. And here, so I have two things. This one, I'm using to enter the data. Okay? And this one, I'm using it for the relationship. But now I'm changing this one. I have a auto entry calculation that says is empty this. Right? So if this is empty, and this is the beauty of the auto entry calculation. So let's put that on the side right quick. So I have the data entry, and I have the one for the relationship, right? I have two. Data entry, right? So this is a filter, and this is the relationship, right? So now look at this. Boom. Okay. Oh, I've forget something. If is empty like this, you put 1. Otherwise, you put whatever in the filter. So if the data entry is empty, put 1. If it's not, put whatever in the relationship. You know, I was thinking something, and sorry for that. So now, if I set this, boom. But if I blank it, 1. Boom. 1. So now, if I don't show this, right? If I don't show this, it look like this or all. So when it's empty, you have all, right? So now you understand why I did this. Because let's say I want to do something like this. I want to combine a filter with a constraint. And I said the filter, I want all, okay? I want all. Or you want only one thing. So you understand how this works now. So do we have any question? Yeah, this is the one technique, yeah. So do we have any question?
Not really.
Not really, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
No, just beyond the list 1 technique, which is what you just answered. This is your list 1 technique. So. Yeah,
so it's a one technique. It's doing this, okay? You avoid issues. So you say, okay, I don't want, if I have 2 filters, like for example on this one, if I go back on this one, let's say I want to combine this here, I want to make sure that I can have a relationship here, right? So I have this relationship here with three fields, okay? And I want to use the one technique on this, okay? I want to use the one technique on this, right? So let's do it. I want to go to the contact here. So the account ID, I have it. Now, I want the city. What do I have today? I want the city, right? So I have the same technique, but instead of the IDF account, I want the city, okay? And the creation date or the creation month, okay? I duplicate. And here I said month, okay, and I put month. I put month, creation month. This is a text.
Simon wants to know if you could use self here to help with duplication.
No, because I'm pointing to another field. I'm not pointing to self. This guy sucked this. This guy sucked this, right? This guy sucked this. So I need to go to the, to another field. So now I have those relationships here with the one, right? So let's do this. I'm changing the relationship. I'm using this, and I'm using this. Of course, I need to make the auto entry calculation to work, okay? So I need to go there, right? So I need to change, to replace the city by itself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the city and I'm replacing by itself. That will trigger the auto entry calculation, boom, okay? I'm doing the same with the creation date, okay? Equal, by the creation date, and the ID I have it. So now if I go there and I'm showing those two, right? I have, this was empty, so I have 1, 1, 1 because it's empty, but here now I have loss source 1, here I have March 1, you know. So let's say now I want that guy, so I put 1. I want that guy, I want April. So T here now, the way it works differently, okay? So it will work differently. So I have April, and I want Los April, and I want Santa Clara. Okay, yeah, I know what's wrong. I cannot put 1 here. So yeah, that was that was next week's topic, but it's okay. Now, here, but it's okay. I have 5 minutes to do this. If I put the 1 here, it will always add everybody. Why? Why? Because I am from the same field, right? I am from the same field here. So it will always show me the 1 here. It will show me all of them, okay? Because I am from the same field. But let's say I have another global field. We call that, it's a constant link, permanent link, content link, whatever, constant. Okay, it's a global. Okay, right. And I'm using this here. Constant. I'm using here. Oh yeah, but. Yeah, I have, for multiple, it's a problem. I cannot use that on the multiple ways. I only want, yeah. So I need to prepare the file for next week. I wasn't ready for that today. So it's okay.
This is fine. We got 2 questions real quick.
That's what I'm saying. I need, because that's a specific way to put yourself, and I'm not, I don't want to do that right now because it would take like 5 minutes to do it. So, so forget about this.
We got 2 questions real quick.
Yeah.
So,
okay, go ahead.
Last one from Oki. 1 equals find all when you put 1 into the relationship filter.
Yeah, it's find all.
And
one is find all. It's because all of them has 1. All of them has 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So this technique here, we find this or this. So if you find this first, it will work. So if I do this, let's say I'm going to remove this, delete and delete. Okay. So here I've if I put 1, if I put 1 here, I have all. Los Osos have this, but I can say I can add multiple here. Let me. Okay. So now I have 2. I have 2. I have fair field and Los Osos. So you could still have everything working, right, like this, right? But what's the name? If it's empty, right? I mean, you saw all. So the same way I did last time, like I did here, If it's empty, if you have something, it will show you what you need to see. If you say I want this one, and I want this one, right? So I have 2. Now I show 2. But if I say nothing, I show all, right? And with the technique, I just show you to make the next time. I'm going to add the one with multiple fields like this. But I need to build the file. I didn't build.
Yep. And then last question. So this technique is pretty responsive with millions of records.
It is instant with millions of records. It's not responsive. No, it's really
instantaneous.
It's because we are. It's time for me to explain how this works. Okay, this is the lowest level in FileMaker. This is where you're pretty close to the to the nuclear core of the reactor. Okay, So you are in the reactor like this, pretty much, right? When you're there. When you are here, you are inside the core of FileMaker. So, and you have a direct access to the data without anything on the surface. Okay, and that's the reason why is not allow you to say, oh, loss and not losses. You know what I mean? Search, you can do loss, right? But it's 10 times slower, right? Here you are straight into the index. So, and it's doing a comparison block by block, right? So it's bit by bit. It's really, really straightforward. Okay. So that's why this technique of the go to red records, it's instant with millions of records, because it's not perform fine. It goes to the first record, go to the last, and say, okay, oh, I found those, right? So it goes to first record. Is that works? Yes. Okay, I put on yes. Is that works? Second record? No. Third? No. And do that for million of records. That's what it's doing when you do a find. Here, it's not doing this at all. Okay, it's not doing this at all, right? It's going to read on the catalog. It's it's the lowest level possible. So that's why it's super fast. I can do a demo with million records. I have a file like this. I can do a demo. So yeah, let's do that. Next time I'm going to do the one technique with the
millions of records. That'd be cool.
Yeah, exactly. Because I have a file. I think I have it here somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in my other computer.
And then...
I have what's the name? Generate data. I don't know if you know this website, generatedata.com. Generate data. You can generate sample data, and you can generate millions and millions.
Oh, that's nice. It's good to know.
Yeah, very cool.
Cool. And then actual last two questions, and then you're free, Nick. So first from David Angel, could do if count equals 0 GTRR from global summary list field with primary key ? Instead of adding 1.
Count equals 0.
Yeah, and then GTRR from global summary list field with primary key. Instead of adding 1. Is that like an option that you can do?
No, it won't work. It will be super slow to do something. I'm not sure it will work. This is super fast because it's doing nothing, and we use this technique here. We use the list technique here. The list. So when you use this, pretty much FileMaker won't do it. This is the other one is a little bit slow.
Got it.
Could do if count equals 0. No, because it won't work the same way. Because I want this in the relationship to work, right? I want the relationship to be responsive. Like this, right? The same relationship, no another one. Otherwise, you need two totals, right? You understand? So, and I don't use that horrible, terrible technique of filter, right? So, now, question. So the other one. So case function in field auto enter. Oh yeah. Okay, the question is, a case function in field auto entry calculation is faster than a script that push data into a field. Yes. It's a million times faster.
Okay.
That's why I'm using auto entry calculation. If you open my stuff, you go there, you have auto. Pretty much every single field has an auto. Because, no, really. Because it's super fast. And I'm going to
talk about it tomorrow, actually, because tomorrow's auto entry calculations.
Exactly. So, yeah. So tomorrow we're going to, it's Tomorrow will be interesting on this.
Yes.
The auto entry calculation it's the set field script. I'm not using a script, to do something like this. For example, let's say I'm going here, right? I'm going to a new account here, and this is empty. And sometimes we don't want that empty, So if I do this, I'm using auto entry calculation. It's a sneak peek from tomorrow. If is empty self, okay, then new account, otherwise self. So see, I have a one auto entry calculation that does that for me. So let's say I'm going to create a new one, new account, right? I put an account, boom. If I do this, I blank it, new account. No triggers, nothing. Just an auto entry calculation. So that tomorrow. Even from another table, yes. Yeah, we're going to see that tomorrow, the auto entry calculation, everything.
Yes, which will be great.
Yeah.
In that case, thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. And
I will.
So sorry for that. Sorry if I look that I wasn't prepared today. It's 2 days that I was sick.
You're
super
totally
super
fine,
sick.
Nick.
I didn't have the mind of doing this. So, but tomorrow, yes, tomorrow we'll be ready.
Right. Y'all have a lovely evening. Thank you so much, Nick. I will look forward to seeing it tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Thank you. All right.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.